Yeah, so I did some mining off screen. Made a farm here, got my sheep and my cows. I've also spent time mining in the nether, and I've acquired the best armor in the game. And because I'm overflowing with all this shit, I'm gonna have to build a storage room. So that's what I'm gonna do. A question I've always had was, what the hell are ties for? They literally serve no purpose except for being on your neck. I mean, they don't provide anything of value, really. It's not like a pair of pants. No one's gonna ask, why do pants exist? It's obvious, we do it because we don't want to be naked. Now, I've worn a tie before, and I think the last time I wore one is probably the last time I'm ever gonna wear one, because I'm gonna be honest, they do absolutely serve no purpose. Now, looking online, you can ask, what is the purpose of ties? And of course, tie fans, okay, they'll say, oh, it's for giving your clothes that extra color. It adds color. What does that even mean? If you look at what a tie looks like, you'll notice it's just a piece of fabric that goes from your neck collar down to sometimes even your waist if you have a long tie. There's a lot of different ties. Sometimes they're funky in color, sometimes they have polka dots and shit. I guess in the past people wore bow ties. That's a different sort of tie. I mean, it's kind of like a tie, I mean, history has always been a home to a lot of different weird pieces of clothing, For example, in the 1700s, people wore, 3 different types of undergarments before they put on their fucking coat in summer. But ties are I feel like they're just a new level of stupid. I mean, really, sometimes they're really expensive, especially if they're made by some sort of really expensive brand. Ties do not add color to anything because they're usually covered by your suit anyway. Expensive brands. It seems that at one point in history, these expensive brands did have some merit. I feel like at one point in time, they did actually make quality clothing. But now that everything is made in some sweatshop in China somewhere, alright, I'm a sucker, okay? I do buy Air Jordans, but I feel like I'm gonna change my ways one day, I have to change my ways, or else I'm gonna be a hypocrite standing here. Well, I already am a hypocrite, but the Air Jordans really aren't worth the $100 that they cost. I mean, really, so I have something to be honest about. I am the biggest procrastinator to ever live. I mean, I really push everything. It doesn't matter what. It could be the smallest piece of work or the hardest thing to the very last day, and it's sort of my curse. It pretty much is my curse. I always say I'm gonna do something at the first day, but I never do it. I always do it on the last day. I don't think for the last few years I've been in existence, I do not think I have ever started a project for school or something on the first day. It's just, you'll never catch me doing that. But it's a shame. I feel like it's unfortunate because I really do want to get my work done, because there's a lot of people that do it on the first day, but I feel like they're in a minority. I feel like us procrastinators were in the majority here. And I always say to myself, oh, you piece of shit, you dumbass, I can't believe you waited for the last day. I can't believe you waited for the last day. It's definitely a mental thing. I'll be sitting there at my desk. I'll say, alright, so now I'm gonna start. Alright, so tomorrow is when I'm gonna start. Although it may be true that I never start on the first day, I also always get like a good score on my work, which is really, really odd, because I really do put minimal effort into my work, while some people out here really, they get horrible grades on their projects. I don't know how it's possible. I'm not like sucking my dick here. I mean, I really am amazed at how I am getting these good grades. When I say I don't put effort, I just mean that I do absolutely the bare minimum what is required. I guess it's not that big of a deal because, it's like in the real life, above and beyond doesn't really get you anything. I guess you'll get a pat on the back from your employer, and that's about it. He'll just say, oh, good job, guy. I'm happy you did this. You're still getting paid what you've been getting paid. I have a little issue with people that like to just overprice their shitty cars on websites like Craigslist. So you'll be on Craigslist looking for a car, a used car, and it'll be a car, it'll say good condition or something, but in reality there's a lot of issues with it. For example, I've tried to get my hands on a vehicle recently, and the guy said good condition, good interior. So you go over there with intent to see what dude was asking about 4K for this car. First of all, the side mirror is broken. He has like tape and glue on it. He says, oh, that's not a big issue. Another issue, transmission is busted. It's stuck on first gear, and that thing is slow as a fuck. So obviously I'm upset. I'm like, of course I didn't go off on him because I'm sort of a pussy and I'm not going to say anything to people. But I did just say, well, I'll think about it. It's upsetting that he puts good condition, but then he's charging 4K for a piece of crap. It was a 2009 Kia. So another big issue I have is people that have yard sales, but they're not having this yard sale to get rid of stuff. When you have a yard sale, you want to sell things for as cheap as fucking possible. But there's yard sales where I've been to yard sales where people are charging $100 for their crap, and I'm thinking, why? Why is this a thing? Why are you charging $100 for your crap? Though you're having a yard sale, you're supposed to try to get rid of the stuff. Usually, in my opinion, a reasonable prices in yard sales are things that are going to cost 25 cents, $1, $5. All right, there's no reason you should be charging $100 for your shitty cabinet that you're having a yard sale on for. The whole point is you're trying to get rid of it. And the thing is, these people, if they don't sell it, well, they just sit on it. So what was the point of the yard sale? Anybody who does this, please tell me why you do this. I hope it's like, here's a fun fact. There's a feature on Netflix called Interactive Shows. All right, and I have been absolutely fascinated by them. There's one on Netflix called You vs. Wild. So it's Bear Grylls. It's Bear Grylls, Man vs. Wild, but you control what he does. So I've killed Bear Grylls multiple times, and definitely, probably the #1 killer of Bear Grylls across the world. I mean, first of all, I fed him a mushroom, which absolutely destroyed his stomach. Then I think I got him trapped in a canyon and he couldn't get out, so that also sucked. And if you fail, you can always restart from when you made that bad decision. But I always like to restart from the very beginning because, I really feel like I killed Bear Grylls and I have to really rewind time to fix him. The world is a cruel, cruel place where people get left on red. Or, let's say you're playing a Game Pigeon game, with someone, and they never respond to the game because they kind of forgot about you. That's also a deep down painful feeling that you get, and that I've certainly had before. It's really unfortunate. Had that feeling. My sleep schedule has been completely off since this whole thing started in the world. And honestly, I do feel like an actual piece of shit for going to sleep at 4 a.m. every day. Sometimes 5, sometimes 6, sometimes 7. For example, I woke up in the afternoon today, as of making this video right now. I woke up in the afternoon, and I feel like I'll definitely have to answer for this crime. And I've really tried everything. I've tried to do the tactics that they teach on videos, how to go to sleep quicker, but it has not worked. I haven't found one that has worked. I haven't found one. I even used the Navy SEAL tactic. Here's another big issue I've seen. People getting upset about Robert Downey Jr. in blackface. Are you serious? He did Tropic Thunder, guys. Come on. That movie was funny. If you haven't seen the movie and you're upset about the blackface thing, just watch the movie. Now, trust me, I am not sponsored by Subway. But if you want an actually good sandwich, let me give you the secret. Tuna, alright? If you ever go in a Subway, just order this. Tuna on whole wheat toasted bread. You're gonna get lettuce, tomato, pickles, olives, banana peppers, tomatoes, pickles, onions, no green peppers, no cucumbers, no spinach. You're gonna get salt and pepper on that. You're gonna put this sauce called Chipotle Southwestern. That is so good. And after you do that, you're gonna put olive oil and vinegar on it, and there's your sandwich, baby. That's the sandwich. I mean, nothing can definitely top it. And if you say that something does top it, I'm gonna have to hard disagree with you. I've tried almost every Subway sandwich, and I see people getting absolutely disgusting things. Like, I saw a guy get like a meatball in like the flatbread. What are you doing? The most viewership from my last video, by the way, came from the search term circumcision, so make of that what you will. Yeah, this looks pretty good.
Fucking textbook.